Hey everyone, it's Hunter and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the differences between dating and marriage. I have been married for a year and 4 months now, so I wanted to share with you guys what it has been like in my experience being married and how it has been different from when we were dating. If you guys are new to my channel, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel down below and give this video a thumbs up if you like marriage content, and also be sure to follow me over on Instagram over here if you would like to do that, or if you haven't already, I would love to have you join me over there on Instagram. And let's go ahead and get started. So I have a couple of different topics I wanted to talk about. I'm separating it into money, chores, home, and cooking, because those are things that I have a major difference in from our dating life to our married life. So the first one is money. So money, what was it like when we were dating? So when we were dating, we had separate bank accounts, we had separate rents, we did not live together, so we had different bills, we had to buy groceries, we spent money on what we wanted to spend. We were basically, by law, we were two single people, filed taxes individually, that kind of thing, and so we spent our money on what we wanted to. So if I wanted to make a really big purchase, or if there was a really big money decision that I had to make, I would of course ask for his input because it was important to me, but at the end of the day, it was my decision to make, and I did not have to take into account what he wanted when it came to spending money, and vice versa. So that's kind of what it was like when we were dating. And now that we're married, we obviously have one bank account, and so we have to talk about our big purchases. If we were going to buy a car now, that would be something that we would talk about together. If we were going to buy a new piece of technology, that would be something that we would talk about together. Our TV broke, and that was like, hey, are we going to get a new TV? It was like, I really want a new TV, I really want a new TV, we got a new TV. For example, this is just an example, I want to get an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil to work on graphics. I like to do it on my computer, but I really want to move into like Procreate and things like that, and so I really want to invest in an iPad. But iPads are really expensive. It's gonna be like $1,200 to buy the iPad and the pencil together, and it's not something that we really need right now, so it's not something that we want to invest in at the moment. So we sat down and we talked about it, and how am I going to get from point A to point B, and we came up with a plan for how we're going to eventually invest in a new iPad. We bought my laptop after we got married. We sat down, we talked about it, we figured out how we were gonna pay for it, and that was a decision that we made together. So even though it is my laptop and it is the laptop that I use every single day of my life, it is also something that that was a financial decision that we made together. So we talk about the big purchases. We have a combined bank account, so I can see what he spends, he can see what I spend, and things like that. And then obviously, like, we have our mortgage and we have our bills and everything. It all comes out of one account. And so like when we go out to eat, it's not who's paying this time, it's whose card are we using. And it's always his card because he always has his wallet on him and I don't always have my wallet on me. But it's not like he's paying for it, it's just he's using his card, if that makes sense. So the next category is chores, and I feel like chores and cooking, I'm gonna put chores and cooking together into one category. I kind of had them separated before, but now it's together. So essentially, I could live however I wanted to, and I could make food whenever I wanted to. There's a difference between being clean and being dirty, or being messy and being dirty, and I'm messy but I'm not dirty, if that makes sense. So he is a very organized person. He's a very type A person. Everything has a place and everything is in its place all the time, and for me it's not that way. I leave things laying around when I shouldn't. For example, I have a pair of pants in the chair in the corner of our room that I really need to hang up, but I'll probably forget by the time I get finished filming this video. So will I get it up? I don't know. That's something that will bother him. And before, if I did that in my apartment when I lived alone, when we weren't married, at the end of the day, it was my mess, and he did not have to do anything. Now, he did help me clean my apartment, he helped me clean my room, he helped me do the dishes and things like that, and I was so grateful that he did that. But he had like absolutely no obligation to do that. He was doing it out of the kindness of his heart because he loves me and not because he had to. And now, being married, if I leave something around, then that's something that I need to take care of. And this is probably the biggest thing that we argue about, is that I do not pick up after myself very well. So that's a big difference there. And same goes for cooking. I could make dinner or I could not make dinner. Same goes for him. He could make dinner, he could not make dinner, he could go get something to eat if he wanted to. I could go get something to eat if I wanted to. And essentially I didn't really have to think about him when it came to making meals. And now we have to think about each other when we're making meals, and plan around each other's schedules for meals and things like that. We did that before, but it wasn't like an obligation. Like, it wasn't something that I felt like I had to do. And now grocery shopping and meal planning and things like that, both of us are taken into consideration. So that's a big difference for us there. And the last category is home. And this is something that I really was not expecting to have a big difference. But for my apartment, I had my room and my dorm room, to be honest. My dorm room and my apartment after college were both decorated how I wanted them to. I wanted those spaces to feel like home, even though they were only temporary spaces. For example, in college, at the end of every semester, I basically had to undo everything. And in my apartment, I only lived there for 8 months. So again, that was a temporary situation, but I still wanted my room to feel like home. I wanted to have decor everywhere. I wanted to decorate for Christmas. I wanted to have plants in my house, plants in my room, things like that. In the house that he lived in before, he had nothing on his wall. He had a bed, a dresser, and a TV, and that was it. I'm pretty sure he did not have anything else in his room besides the necessities. So that was a big difference for us when we got married, or before we got married, and now we have kind of developed a home style that we both like. So like, we have a combined home style. Obviously there are styles that he's gonna like more and there are styles that I'm gonna like more, but like in my apartment I had all white furniture. In his apartment he had, or in his house he had all black furniture, and now we have combinations. So like, our bed is gray, our bedding is gray, we have these plant things on the wall, we have plants everywhere in our house, and I do think that a lot of the decor is influenced by my personal preferences. Like, I really love the color blue in decor, like this pillow. I just have used blue in decor forever, and so that was something that we like took a lot of decor from my apartment and put it into our house. But we've also developed that style together. So if you watch other couples, they, like, the homes that they have are very much influenced by the woman's preferences and the man doesn't care. But for us, Mason is really into design and interiors and things like that, and so he has preferences, and so we have developed things that we both like together. We're about to redo our room and we're painting this wall like a really dark green color, like super dark green, like way darker than this color. And I was really nervous about the idea of doing that at first. Then I got on Pinterest and I was looking at it, and he was the one who mentioned it, so I warmed up to the idea, and then eventually I fell in love with the idea. So it's a lot of us going back and forth about what our decor styles are, but it was not something that I actually expected for us to enjoy doing together, but it is something that we enjoy doing together. And so that's a big difference, because in his house that he lived in before we got married, it was pretty bare boned. He didn't contribute to the living room furniture, and you could tell that 3 unmarried men lived there, because it looked like a bachelor house. Like, it literally looked like there was a couch and a TV for someone to play Xbox. And now it's very much our taste instead of just his taste or my taste. So that's something that has actually been pretty easy, but it's just been a big difference that I didn't expect. So yeah, that is all I have for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. If there are any other videos related to marriage that you guys would like to see, then be sure to let me know down below. Also, I am doing a meet my husband video soon, and so if you have any questions you'd like me to ask him, literally just about him, it doesn't have to be about our relationship, it can be about his job, it can be about his design style, it can be about literally anything, leave those down below. So that I can kind of ask him some questions for a video, and I think it'd be really fun to properly introduce him as my husband. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.